Hello again, everyone. This is the Chipmunk, and today we'll be doing a very special review, a book review, or more or less a story review. And for those of you wondering, I just want to mention real quick, if my voice sounds more funny than usual, it's because I'm sick. So I hope you'll be patient with me today. Anyway, I wanted to mention this story that I found many, many years ago. It's called Kelli's Big Belly. It is the most terrific, well-described, wonderful pregnancy story that I have ever read. I've tried to look and find, other pregnancy stories, and I know while there are a lot out there from different sites, I personally have never found any that come even close to Kelli's Big Belly. The way it's imaginably described, her size, her belly, the process that she goes through in this story, the struggles that she goes through are very realistic to me. While I don't mind fiction, some of the stories, that you see sometimes in pregnancy stories, like the pregnant woman becomes larger and bigger through either silly means like, aliens or magic or in vitro fertilization gone haywire. That's okay. I'm not downing that. But for me, it just seems too fake. I just could never get into those stories. I'm very picky, though, so that may just be me. But Kelli's Big Belly, let me tell you a little bit about the story, in case you haven't seen it or not familiar with it. The story starts out that she's 24 years old and 8 months pregnant. It describes how beautiful she is, and how that, before she became pregnant, she was, a regular woman, weighed only 125 pounds. In the 4th month of her pregnancy, she starts to, gain more weight, sort of give in to her cravings and everything. And what happens is, as she starts gaining weight, people start complimenting her on her look, on her new pregnancy look. And she doesn't believe it at first, but then she begins to like it. She begins to like her belly expanding and her new figure. And she likes the attention she gets. So she gives in to her cravings. She starts getting bigger. And the story starts out that now that she's 8 months pregnant, she's about 191 pounds. And I'm not going to read the whole story, obviously, because that would take a lot of time, and I can't do that. But as I briefly look over here, as this story that I read all the time, I never get tired of it. It's a journey of back and forth. She starts out, she's happy with her figure. She becomes bigger through eating a lot. A co-worker sort of is jealous of her and her boyfriend. She tries to get Kelli embarrassed at work one day by bringing her over to a buffet and then purposely giving her more food to eat so that she'll get bigger. And, of course, pop out of her dress and has to go back to work with her belly exposed and thinking that, of course, it'll be embarrassing for her, but of course it isn't. And it's wonderfully described. I wish I can't do it justice here, but that's just one of the many scenes in this 6-part chapter. Yeah, 6-part chapter of this short story called Kelli's Big Belly. It's by an unknown author, and we'll never know who wrote it. I found it many years ago in 1998, I think, or it could have been 99, but it was a long time ago, and it's been out there on the internet for a while. Older pregnancy lovers who have been on the internet for many years will probably know what I'm talking about. And in case some of you don't, I'm going to try to find a link to the story somewhere and post it on here for you, because I really want you to view this story and give me your opinion on it. I really would like to know what you think of it. And also, if you've already read the story, please feel free to say what you like about it, good or bad. But my personal opinion is that Kelli's Big Belly is one of the best. While it's not perfect, it's one of the best pregnancy stories out there on the internet still, even after all these years. I have never found any pregnancy stories that I like. I have tried looking, I've tried getting into them, and I think they're not as good as Kelli's Big Belly. It's just not the same. And as I said, what she goes through in the story, it's a back and forth thing. It's good that they have some of a realistic conflict with Kelli. She's happy with her pregnancy figure, then she's not, then she's happy again with it, and she's not. Of course, finally in the end, she becomes happy with it, and she's satisfied with her new look. She realizes that being pregnant, she's beautiful, and every pound she gains in her belly is just, makes her more beautiful. And that's a wonderful story. There's some parts in it that I don't like. Some of the descriptions I think could be described better, but and there are a few spelling mistakes. But then again, this was just a little short story that somebody wrote who will never know. But still, it's the best one out there, in my opinion. So I hope you'll give it a chance, and I hope you'll look at it. That's all for now on this short special story review. If I ever find something else like it, or if you know a story that you really like, please feel free to let me know. Well, that's all for now, everybody. We'll see you later.